Do you have a dream of building something big, a business that would change your family's life, change your life? So you quit your job, took that leap of faith, and now you're at a point where you kind of like, ain't kind of you like, ah man, should I have done that? And just wondering if it's a mistake. I understand. The money's not flowing, bills are still coming in, and you somewhere you somewhere in between. You somewhere in between striving and waiting on God's peace. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly where I'm at right now. And I make this video. I make these videos because I'm just trying to share where I'm at in the process of the dream and becoming. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like quitting. I feel like quitting, man. I feel like quitting. Actually, kind of feels good to say I feel like quitting. Um, Innately, I know I'm not, but I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I really do, and I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I shoot. I put in a couple of applications. I was like, screw it, man. That's it. I'm done. Like it ain't working. It's not working. I'm done. I see the videos. You hear the stories of the Bezos, and you hear the stories of it's maybe some of the super duper. You think the super duper entrepreneurs, right? You know, Doug and Rich DeVos. Right? Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel building Amway, and you hear all these stories, man, and every big company has them, right? I remember the company I came from. The founder was selling motors out of here, the back of his truck, back of his car. You know, and it was amazing. It's amazing to hear those stories, but you think like, well, you hear stories like that, and then you hear stories like what people who have strategically, done build businesses on the side of what they were doing, full time, and it grew to something amazing that they had to leave their full time, and that just seems like the safest bet. And you hear from all the gurus who tell you, yeah, do it like that, yeah, yeah. And then you got the ones who just like, no, just go grind it out. But somewhere in between, so this is how I feel. I'm just this is how I feel right here. Broke, building, and believing. I'm serious. Because and here's the deal. Can I just be real? I just want to be real. I know I'm capable, and I think that's the hard part. You're like, man, I know I'm capable. I know I'm gifted, but I'm stuck in this space between what I believe in and what I'm actually seeing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sharing this for sympathy. Maybe a little bit. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. But I'm sharing it really to document the season that I'm in, and I hope to encourage somebody else along the way who's walking the same road. You know, there's this tension. There's this tension between faith, you know, faith driven entrepreneurship, or there's this tension between being a faith driven entrepreneur and the gap between the promise and the provision. Right? I mean, I'm learning that it's not a lack of faith to just be like, God, I'm struggling, I'm scared. And I think when we look at every patriarch who has walked the path that God has called them to do, um, they've had those moments too, right? Elijah knew, their brother knew that that Jezebel was going to take him out, and he was ready. He was ready to call it quits, and God told him just go to sleep, bro. Eat a little food, go to sleep, and get some rest. You know, I hope one day I better look back on this season and and declare that God was faithful. You know, declare His faithfulness, because there's a real wrestling, right? There's a real wrestling that's going on inside of me. You know, this wrestling of the call, right? I heard, you know what I'm saying? Can I be wrong? I mean, I heard him tell me, give me the instructions on what to do. Make the videos. Boom, do it. And I'm doing it. Like, baby, I'm doing it. I done made more videos in a little bit. I'm doing it. I'm in it, man. Um, I'm in it. And I know he graced me to step out. And this wouldn't be the first time that I've seen this. Like I've literally seen this two other times in my life where I stepped out on what God told me to do, get to the end of your resources, my resources. I mean, this is us, we chatting, into my resources and putting in work. I mean, working, man, working, knocking on doors, making the calls, making the connections. And I mean, chasing down every opportunity, every lead. I mean, running. And when I've done it before, I was graced to do it. Man, I had a blast doing it and just running, running and running. Then I got to the point where I'm like, shoot, I'm out of money. I don't have nothing else to put in the ads. I have nothing else, nothing else. You know, you read, and then I get to reading the books, and I'm like, shoot. Yeah. But anyway, it's almost like Jericho when they was going around the walls. You know, just that weight that's in between. You know, you walking around the walls, you yelling, and you know, I feel like the children of Israel of Jericho, right? They're going around the walls, they yelling and they praying, they circling the walls, and you know, I really don't know if they even knew what was going to happen after that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they knew. They just doing it by faith for 7 days, man. That's a long time to be walking around some walls, around the whole city, nonstop for 7 days, blowing horns. Where's my? I have one too. I have a shofar. It ain't even. It's usually right there on the top of my shelf right here. I got a shofar, blowing a shofar, even though they probably have the smaller ones. And and so I heard about this term called a wantrepreneur. I feel like that was just fitting, right? It just hit me home big time. This wantrepreneur, um, and it's not because I'm just dreaming about it, but I've already jumped. I've already made the jump. I'm in it, man. I'm in it with a hope and a dream. You know what I'm saying? We got a deal done. I need more deals. You know, I need more leads. I'm putting in the work, and I'm waiting for it to come together. You know, I'm not window shopping entrepreneurship. I'm in it. You know, I'm living in a space between the launch and the breakthrough. You know what I'm talking about? And I know there's some other, you know, I'm streaming this on LinkedIn too. I know there's some entrepreneurs out there who know who's probably been here already, and they know the other side. So I had this idea. I came up with this shirt. Look at it. It's called a one. I got the entrepreneur shirt for real. Broke, building, and believing. Because that's where I'm at right now. Can I just be real? I just made it, so it may take me a little bit for it to come in. I just made it, but I think it fits. If it's big time for anyone who is, you broke, but you're not broken, right? You building even when it's slow, and you believing when you can't see it. I know it don't go traditionally with the entrepreneur. Typically, the entrepreneur, from what I found out, is one who's they've been wanting to be an entrepreneur, one, and they're waiting and waiting before they jump out. But baby, I jumped out. I'm in it, man. I'm in it. If you feel like a entrepreneur right now, you're waiting on the money to come in so you can be an official entrepreneur. Go ahead and pick you up a shirt, man. Pick you up a shirt right here. I'm gonna have the link. I had a link in the description below. Get you a shirt, man. Because we're in a process together, and I think it's a declaration that the dream will make it, right? And we're not quitting. You know, weekends we building, ain't no days off. Weekends we building, at night we building, and we building with God's peace and His purpose. You know, get your entrepreneur shirt. So I'll be real, man. Um, the fear is real. It is real. It is real, man. And I think the thing about fear that I find very interesting, because I've just been having time to be able to just really reflect on some of this stuff, you know, as as I'm as I'm going through it, right? Fear. Um, I ain't gonna lie. I applied for some jobs. I started looking for a plan B. Yeah. Um, because honest, I'm the only source of income for my family, and I don't want them scraping by, while I'm trying to chase a dream. And I know some be like, well, that's how it is, Well, I don't know. I don't know because I don't feel a peace in it being like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear about the Starbucks where he was, his in laws are telling his wife to divorce him because he up there chasing coffee beans, like all kinds of things, right? And you hear these things, and then also I come from corporate America. I've seen people climb the corporate ladder and destroy their families, you know. And you can see the ones who care about their families, and they don't ever really get to that next place because they don't want to sacrifice all that time away from their family, flying on planes, going all over the country, doing these things. I've seen it eat families alive, and I'm just like, man, I'm a child of the King. It should be different for us, you know. It just reminds me of the curse from the beginning, right? That Adam would toil with by the sweat of his brow, and I'm not into toiling. I've toiled before, and baby, that was tough. I could feel the anxiety. Like when the moment I started toiling, I could feel the anxiety just and the weight of that toil come upon me, man. I feel the sweat of my brow dripping. And it's like, you look at people who are, look at folks who are like type A's, right? And they are go getters, and they get it. But and they run. I mean, they will make a million phone calls in 2 minutes, and don't miss a beat, and they go for it. They don't mind. They don't mind, hunting. Hunting to eat. If we don't hunt, we don't eat, right? Kind of thing. And I'm like, and I get it, but I'm more like a farmer. You know what I'm saying? Like you got hunters and farmers, right? I'm gonna build on this concept. I think I'm gonna put a book together. I'm more like a farmer. I'm trying to get all. I'm trying to plant some seeds, and I want the harvest to be way more than what I could have done in my own strength. You see what I'm saying? Like I want to plant the seeds and let those seeds and let God do all the things with those seeds and with the plants. And then when He raises up that one seed produced 10, 20 times full with that seed, what was inside of that seed. And I just want to have rows of them, rows of them. That's my mindset. Like the hunter, I'm not a hunter, man. I'm not a hunter at all. I think I'm finally settling on it. I'm not a hunter. And then you got all these, and now that doesn't mean that I wouldn't do a hunter role, right? Because I've done those roles. But I think I have to be graced for that season. And I'm not graced for that season. It's like and right now in real estate, I mean, there's all kind of ways you can do this. You could do open houses. You can call your sphere of influence, because I'm in real estate, right? So you can call your sphere of influence open house. um you can do a lot of things, mailers, make videos, do all, and you can do a lot of stuff. The main thing they always tell you right at the gates is call your sphere of influence, make doing 10, 15, 20 calls a day, which isn't not that's not bad if you come from traditional sales. You're like, oh man, that's a breeze, baby, I can do that all day. um but I came from a place of farming, and I was a great farmer. Does that make sense? Like, I'm a great farmer. I was a great man. I go out there, I build some connections. I add here, I'm adding there. I build connections. I'm bringing value. I'm doing my thing. Is that's I excelled at that. There was a season in my professional career where I did some hunting, and even in a hybrid sales, they're still hunting. I still have to meet new people. But man, I got the chance to create value and create value with multiple people. And before I knew it, that harvest began to come back. They would begin to call me when they were thinking about projects and all this sort of things. Like that's what I see. I'm a farmer, right? But I'm not about to farm by the sweat of my brow, which would be every time I make a call that's planting a seed, right? Well, if I do it by the sweat of my brow, that means I am grinding it out, and I'm not about grind. And I've done it, and I can't do it again. I will be super duper. I'll gone. Can't do it. I'll be beyond stressed. Probably like hair falling out stressed. I just remember when I was in a full fledged hunter role like that, and even though real estate is the same way, like hear what I'm saying, it's the same way. There is hunting. There's an element of hunting. There's an element of you don't work, you don't eat. It's definitely there. But when I was in this previous role, man, I just, even though I excelled, even though I did good, mentally, I was in trouble. I was in trouble, man. And so and so so the pattern, like I said, I've been here before. I've been to this place right here where I'm at right now, two other times in my life. And what I know from those times, looking back over the uncertainty, even when uncertainty is heavy and that pressure is real, I could see where either path would have taken me to a new place, and we would have won, right? If I'd have stuck it out, probably 30 more days, right? And the truth is, I know I'm gifted. I know I'm called. Um, I just need that calling to to turn it to some provision at this point, right? I need the money to come in. I need the breakthrough to show up before the breaking point does. Does that make sense? That might be another shirt, man. I think I got shirts coming now. I need the breakthrough to show up before the breaking point. If you're in that same place, I'm with you. We're just gonna hang in there together. We're hanging in together. Because this is the part that they don't talk about in motivational videos and the motivational talks, and they do in a sense. Especially when, oh, you gotta hold your breath underwater. You gotta want it like you want air. And I'm like, bro, get out of here. You gotta want it like you want air. Sleepless nights and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, no, I'm not. Can it happen? Sure. I mean, it's just, God told Adam he would do it. He will make it by the sweat of his brow. That he's gonna be going by the sweat of his brow. He will toil day and night. And I found that, that's the part of the curse that I don't want nothing to do with. I don't want to toil. If that's speaking to you, type amen in the comments, man. I'm not here to toil. Jesus came that I may have life and life more abundantly. And he came to break every curse that came from that place of the garden. And many will say, well, he did that through salvation, through the justification of salvation. And I'm taking it another step further. He has severed all the curses. And so if I decide to take on the curse from the garden of toiling to make it, I will make it, but I will toil by the sweat of my brow. But Jesus gave us a better way. He gave us a better way to not toil and to still make it. Does that make sense? And that's what I know. That's what I know. He still would make the connections. Things would still, he still would do all the things. But because I'm a child of the King, and because I'm of the royal priesthood, a chosen vessel, that sanctification process of 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 killing the flesh is what I'm still going through. And that's what I'm going through right now. Do I accept this fear, or do I continue to walk by faith? Even though truly it looks bad. It looks bad. For real. It looks bad. The accounts is dwindling faster than I can keep up with. Like I said, in real estate, there's several ways. You can call your sphere of influence. You can knock on doors, run open houses, call expired listeners, host client appreciation events, and all the things, right? And they all work. They all work. And people succeed with every one of these methods. I'm not saying that any method is worse than the other. I'm not saying any method is better than the other. I think the method that God has told you to do, you do, right? And I just noticed that every time I step outside of making videos, I feel that anxiety rise up, and I feel like I'm toiling, and like I'm forcing something that God didn't tell me to do. Even within the video making space, as I'm learning what creates a brand. I don't want my real estate channel to look like all the other real estate channels out there. Yeah, we're talking about similar to subjects and all the things, and there's a method to the madness. But I just think I feel like from a branding standpoint, like I'm feeling like that God has a specific look for us and a specific call for specific unique position for my real estate channel. You know, and usually in the beginning, most people just think you're crazy, right? When you do something that's completely unique, and then usually by the end of it, they say, "Oh man, you was a genius." Well, I kind of feel I feel the same way with it. I feel like I'm crazy too. So this is me just doing what I know to do, and that's I'm gonna turn on the camera like this right here. I'm gonna turn on the camera and I'm gonna speak from the heart, and I'm gonna share what's going on. This is my obedience, and this is my obedience. I also feel like God told me to make this channel, right, and to talk about branding and just share the journey. And that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing the journey. Even on LinkedIn, I'm sharing the journey. Like, and I tell you what, I had a good friend reach out to me the other day, really yesterday, last night, when I was literally thinking about I was done. I was gonna go to sleep and quit. I was saying, man, I said I'm in the morning. I'm gonna start firing off a bunch of resumes. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'm a switch it. Come back from the investor standpoint, and I'm just, I'm done. And literally, this is how I know God is guiding me. I'm just can I just chat with y'all? And I hope I encourage somebody. Here's how I know God's real. I ain't got out the shower. I'm about to touch the door to head to go to my bed and lay down and go to sleep. And I said, I was thinking about it the whole time. It said, I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm quitting, man. I'm done. I'm going back to corporate America, going back to the industrial sales, look for some sales management, something. I'm gonna go do it. Go for it. If you got my application, I'm sorry. Um, I looked on LinkedIn. I don't even know why I'm gonna check LinkedIn before I go to sleep, but looked at LinkedIn, and his good friend from years ago wrote me a long message, and flat out encouraged me. And I said, "Oh my goodness! Like, I know God's real. This is literally like the third day in a row. God has sent somebody to tell me not to quit." So if you ever wonder if he's listening to you, if he gave you that dream and he told you to do it, just do it. Keep walking around the walls. Keep yelling. Keep circling. Keep praying. Keep going. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm serious. I have no idea how it's going to work out. I have no idea. I just know it's going to work out. So don't quit. Trust his timing. Keep on building. So like I said, if you're in the same place and you feel like you just broke and you building and you believing, this video is for you. This is for you, man. Your struggle isn't a sign of failure. It's your sign that you're actually in the arena. You're actually playing a game. You're actually doing it. You're doing it. It'd be one thing if you just sitting on the couch and you're twiddling your thumbs and you ain't doing nothing. That's a different story, man. If you're doing that, yeah, well, it ain't gonna work. But if he told you, he gave you the plan, and you're doing the plan and you're working it, you're in it, man. You're in it. You're in it. You're in it. Trust his timing. Here's what we know: the walls are gonna fall. The promised land will be taken, right? And it's God's timing. God's timing is not slow. It feels like it. Come on, man. It feels like it. It feels like it. But the discipline in it is that it's not slow. It's just strategic. God knows what he's doing. He has already seen the end from the beginning. He's seen your end from the beginning. So what feels like a delay might might just be his divine preparation for you. You could he could be positioning you, which is what he's doing. He is positioning you, and it's you're not being punished. As now I'm he is not punishing you. For he is not punishing you, man. He's positioning you. Keep building. Like I said, even if you have a job and you're in it, you got the dream and you going for it. I know, man. Weekends they ain't off days, baby. They build days. You building at weekends, you building at night. You might be building up. You might be building all night, just making videos out there, going for it. Whatever it is, building, creating, whatever you're doing. and then you wake up in the wee hours of the morning. You wake up in the morning to go back to work and do it all over again, and you pulling 20-hour days, man. Whatever God has graced you to do, you can do it. Keep building. Keep going forward. Don't give up. Every call, every time you craft something, it's an act of obedience. Every time I press record, man, it's active obedience. This right here is an act of obedience. It's all a part of the foundation. And I think one thing that we really got to settle in our own souls, right? Is that faith is not the absence of doubt, right? It's the decision to keep building despite of it. That makes sense. Faith is not absence of doubt. It doesn't mean that you don't doubt what's going on. Doesn't mean you're not scared. The faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. You know it's coming, but it's looking real sketchy right now. But you know it's coming. It just looks sketchy. So I want to tell you this. I want to share this with you. Make sure you join my school community. I got a community of folks who are looking, who are in AI and YouTube, and just looking to build their presence and build their influence online and through video. Join my community. And if this spoke to you, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever you're watching this at, pick you up one of those shirts. Pick you up that Wantrepreneur shirt, um, and we go keep building this thing together. We go believe together, and we go see that breakthrough together. So this one's out there. This one's for all the entrepreneurs out there, who done made it, who became like a decisionpreneur. You decided you're going for it, and you're just still in the process of waiting for it to come to fruition. All right. Let's see you on the next video. Peace.